इंडियन डॉक्युमेंटरी प्रोड्युसर्स असोसिएशनाची अध्यक्षा उषा देशपांडे आणि सरचिटणीस संस्कार देसाय हांची आतां पत्रकार परिशद जातली. ती आमकां सविस्तर डॉक्युमेंटरीचेर म्हायती दितली. तर चला आतां पत्रकार परिशद पळोवया.
Documentaries are very closer to our lives. Documentaries just present the truth without any color. They do not blame anyone and they do not exaggerate or dramatize. They are not judgmental. To talk about documentaries, we have today with us from Indian Documentary Producers Association, the President Srimati Usha Deshpande ji. She's a FTII alumni, a filmmaker, a writer and producer herself. And at the far left, the General Secretary of IDPA, Shri Shankar Desai. Sanskar Desai, sorry. My mistake. A Mumbai-based filmmaker, scriptwriter, theatre person, singer and a poet. He has been actively associated with IFFI and other film festivals. So today we'll talk about documentaries and the problems being faced by documentary filmmakers. So over to you, madam.
Today we are here and we would like to tell you how much of that we have already achieved and what we are going to achieve in the coming year. Right now I'll only give you the highlights of whatever we have done, and then our General Secretary Mr. Sanskar Desai will give you the details of it. As you have said that documentaries are definitely a mirror of life, but at the same time documentary filmmakers are always facing a problem, a lot of problems actually. One problem is definitely of the budget, but the second and more important problem is that of an audience. That a documentary filmmaker, in fact any filmmaker, needs an audience. Whatever films we make, good or bad or ugly or whatever it is, we want the audience to tell us whether they like it or they don't like it. So the main need of a filmmaker, especially a documentary filmmaker, is that his films should reach out to the audience. And in order to achieve that, what we are doing is, like last time we had promised you, that we will be organizing a whole lot of screenings all over India, and screening documentary film screenings and film festivals, etc., competitions. Some of that we have already started. One program, major thing we have started is that with the collaboration of Films Division and IDPA, we are planning every second and fourth Friday. We are planning. We have already started having film screenings at the Films Division complex. Second, fourth Friday, 5 o'clock, and it has been running very successfully. We have screened many award-winning fresh films, and we are always looking for them. Also, we have started screenings in Ahmedabad, in many other cities, which Sankarji will tell you about. Second thing is we have this IDPA award, and it always happens every alternate year. Last year it could not happen for certain reasons, but we have already started planning for the next award. So that way we have a lot of plans which we are continuing since last year, and we are planning some new programs also. So I would request Sanskar ji to tell you more details.
Yeah, thank you, Usha ji. As you know, that documentary makers and the documentary films are very rarely we see them. Previously there used to be a slot even in the theatres where we used to see 20-minute worth of documentaries. Now that has stopped over many years now. So we at the IDPA, since we are all documentary makers, I mean, ultimately, why are films made? They are made to be seen by the public. It is not meant only for the filmmaker to make it and see it himself or show it to some few friends. They are meant for the society. They are a reflection to a certain extent of the society, or they are some version that the filmmaker feels about the society and wants to show it to the public. So we have, devised ways and means that how can filmmakers get some money also out of it. At the same time, there is some kind of an exposure of films. So we have been, it is, people are interested in documentaries nowadays. Unfortunately, there are no openings, direct openings for documentaries to be seen. So we have to create our own, places where we can show our documentaries. So what we have started doing is that, as Usha ji said, we have collaborated with the Films Division, and they have a very good facility. We have been partners of Films Division in terms of MIF, where that is the Mumbai International Film Festival since its inception in 1990. We have been their partners because we are an independent body of filmmakers. So we provide the expertise, know-how, they provide the infrastructure as well as their expertise also. That's how we do the. So that is one place where we do the screenings. In Ahmedabad, there is a place which is a film, a sort of a media institute, you can say. That is where we regularly screen films. There are about 18 to 20 places which have already come to us, and we are in the process of doing it. When last time when we came here, we were thinking about it. Now it is about to happen. Lot of things are about to happen. So in Karnataka, in Gulbarga, in Mumbai, in Pune, so many places are there. In Ahmedabad, near about Ahmedabad, in Baroda, as well as Gandhinagar, there are so many people who have approached us, and we have a lot of films that we can screen them. Then what we feel is that films, filmmakers have to be trained. There are a lot of institutes which have mushroomed up, and they don't. We are not sure whether the education that they are giving about films is up to the mark or not. So we as filmmakers, practitioners over so many years, having come from film schools also, have decided that we will hold workshops. So we have contacted and we are already talking with 4 universities. One is the Mumbai University, then Ascendant University in Mumbai, then Gujarat University, and Symbiosis, which is in Pune. We are talking with them, and we will hold shortly festivals as well as workshops with them. So that is what is happening. And we are already in collaboration with Vasundhara, where we do, there is a festival, very well-known festival in Pune. There is a Shimla Film Festival, which we are already partners with. There is a Golden Tree Festival, which is a Chinese festival, and happening in Frankfurt. We have started collaborating with them also. And some of our films they have said that they are interested in Indian content. We have started giving it to them also. They will be putting it all across China, and they will directly pay the filmmakers. So we don't come in the picture. We are just facilitators. So that is what is happening. One thing, filmmakers need money. So that also we have thought of, and we have a slot in Doordarshan. And it is already going on. About 60 films have already been telecast there, where we give 2 lakh of rupees for a 24-minute slot. And the filmmaker gets it directly from Doordarshan. So that is what we have facilitated. So filmmakers get some money. We are trying our best to get, collaborate with various government as well as other bodies, where, they give us the money to make films. We in turn give money to the filmmakers so that they can make good films. But that is in a process. That is still not happened. So that is what is happening. And as she's rightly said, our awards, we are just about to start our call for entries in a month or so, and it is a very prestigious award because the peers give award. Filmmakers give awards to filmmakers. Technicians, cameramen, and sound recordists, and all those people who are technicians, well versed in whatever, and practitioners who are in the field since many years. We invite them as jury members, and they decide what kind of films this year is good, for best for sound or editing or so. So it is a very prestigious. There is no money involved in it. We don't give money as such to different categories, but it is a prestigious award because it is given by the peers. So that is what is happening. Though we have two categories within that frame where we are giving money also to it. One is the Drupka people have given us some corpus fund. Through that we are giving award some money, 50,000 rupees for the first prize to films which are socially relevant. And the ONGC has given us some money as a corpus fund, and we are giving for environment. So that again, that much is the money that we
Can
are
I
giving.
add something?
Yes.
During MIF also IDPA gives an award to the best debut film, and we give 1 lakh rupees to the filmmaker during this MIF festival.
So this is what we are basically doing, and with our committee, new committee coming in last year, we have thought of various such things where we can connect to universities and colleges, because that is where students are very interested in seeing such films because they are very close to reality and they want to make films also. So we are trying to hold workshops with them where we can give our expertise, and of course we cannot make them good filmmakers. That is what they have to do. We can certainly make them filmmakers because that is not a mystery. And filmmaking is no longer a mystery. We just want to tell them it is not so difficult to make films. To make a good film, of course, that individual has to, collect more knowledge, collect the understanding, and it is an ongoing process. So that is what we do. We here, how are we here? That is what I want to also say, is that we have been connected to ESG during the festival. We used to be a part of the short film center, which used to be there. If some people who have been coming over the years, they would know. About 3 years or so, we were helping ESG to do the short film center, where documentaries and short films used to come from all across, and we used to provide jury members, some infrastructure, whatever. Now here, since about 8 years, we are doing the open forums. And 3 open forums we do, which will start from tomorrow, 25th, 26th and 27th. And there is another federation which does for 3 days also, which is maybe 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and they do it. They are film society people. They are film buffs. They do the open forum, but we are technical people. We see films in a different way altogether. So we know where the shoe pinches really, and we know where it hurts. How to get money, how to get technology, how to be one with technology. That is what we know. We know where or where not it is being screened. What are the problems? What are the creative problems also within the script writing? What is the creative, what is the creative input that needs to be there? All that, technical stuff we are providing.
Yeah, that's actually a difference between theory and practice.
There is a difference between theory and practice. So that is what we are doing. We are providing that part of this. And I will just tell you the topics that we are wanting to hold during this festival. The first one is there any monitoring of quality of education being imparted by various film schools mushrooming around the country? Because we are not sure. There are some very good institutes, But we are not sure of all the institutes that are there, and there is a lot of money that is involved. Only thing that quality sometimes or most of the times gets compromised. So we are holding open forum for that.
Also, a lot of these institutes, they misguide the students. They charge a lot of money. But I know somebody I know, his son went to some institute, did a 3 months course in still photography, and then that father sent him to me saying that he wants to become assistant to Binod Pradhan. I mean, that is the kind of feedback these institutes give to these students, and they really hoodwink them.
So that is the first topic. The second one is that how real are the reality-based feature films? How authentic are the resources and its representation? So, it is a very debatable thing. Some people feel that, you can take liberty and it's part of history. Who knows what happened at that time? And sometimes it is right, sometimes it is not right. What is not right, when it is not right, it is a very, very difficult thing to really pinpoint. But there are practitioners, there are people who have made such films or understand how this kind of making is. They will be coming to the panel and they will be saying, Mr. Rahul Ravel has kindly said that he will be coming. There are others also. In the first panel, there is Mr. A.K. Bir, who is also a very well-known filmmaker and a camera cinematographer, or also from an film institute. So it is his, how he understands over so many years, how it has helped him. And there are some people who have not gone to film schools, but still have made good films. It is not necessary for you to actually be, in order to be a filmmaker, to go through film schools. But what is the kind of input you need? Film schools certainly help you, for sure. Good film schools. But Raj Kapoor didn't go to any film school, neither did Mr. Shantaram or Mehboob Khan for that matter, and so many of them. They are all masters today. Each and every frame teaches us something. Not just a film, but even a frame teaches us something. So it is your understanding about cinema. So where do people need to focus? So that is the second topic. The third topic is, are independent filmmakers benefiting from the digital distribution platforms? Because we really don't know. Sometimes they do help, sometimes they don't. So are they helping, are they not helping? There are experts. There is a person who is also connected to the film IFFI, Mr. Ujjwal Nirgudkar, who is a part of Oscar's technical committee. We are fortunate to have him also as a technical person and an expert in IFFI. He is going to be a part of our discussion. So he is going to be there. So it's going to be an interesting thing. I would invite you all to be a part and come for the open forum, which takes place upstairs. It's going to start from tomorrow onwards between 1:30 and 2:30. So please do come there. And if you have any questions or something like that, we are here to answer. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. In fact, it was just a surprise that I just have reached Goa just about 2 hours back.
Oh.
And I'm a documentary filmmaker.
Wow.
I've been in London for the last 30 years.
Okay.
And I wonder that the organization that I set up, South Asian Cinema Foundation, in the year 2000, and we have been doing, I wouldn't boast, but we have been doing pioneering work in not only honoring filmmakers, but by doing publication on films.
Wow.
And doing original research. So I have made a documentary on Niranjan Pal and the original research, the project that we did, and we made a documentary as well as a book. And another documentary which we have made is Indo-British Cinematic Encounters. We researched how the Indian actors, stars, and filmmakers were active from 1930 to 1950, which of course discovered Niranjan Pal. And I have made Beyond Partition, which has looked into the filmmakers' point of view on partition of India. It's a major documentary. At the moment, actually, I was editing my film on Kumaoni poets, because I originally come from Kumaon.
Kumaon, okay.
So I'm very grateful to Usha ji and you, and I would very much like to come and discuss how SSCF and your organization.
Sure.
Sure, most certainly.
It is, I don't have any questions because I'm very happy with
Yeah,
what you
okay.
said. Thank you.
Definitely.
And I mean, we are also very happy that if we can collaborate together, we all need to like-minded people, you know, and we need to come together and do something about it. So we are also very happy to have you, and we will certainly interact during the festival.
And I'll attend your.
Yes, certainly. Thank you. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Myself Yogesh Agarwal, and I am from Delhi.
Okay.
And I would like to know, is there any means you have collaborated or something in Delhi also? Because
Yes, we are actually in talks with Habitat, as well as Indian IIC.
India International Center.
Indian International Center. We are already, primary talks have already, we have already spoken to them, and something will shortly come. You can please, what you can do is, we have a stall here. If you can put your name on the stall, we will let you know when anything is happening. Once we start that, then we will let you know, so that you can certainly come for the screenings and all that.
also I would like to ask you if there any collaboration with any education institute, because there are so many
Yes.
but there's no institute.
So, yeah, we have already tied up with 4, but not in Delhi. Yeah, you can, if you think that there is a possibility, please let us know, and we would certainly, I mean, in fact, we are looking at collaborating like that.
I'll add to that.
Yeah.
See, there are many institutes in Delhi. I mean, the Sarkari ones also.
Yeah.
And there is Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University
Yeah.
in Dwarka.
Okay.
There, the mass communication department is fantastic.
Okay.
And students produce their own films,
Yeah.
fiction, non-fiction, and documentaries also.
Oh.
They, they organize their own festival. I mean, big screen, they show their
Wow.
movies.
Very good.
So, these kids, I mean, they don't have any, platform to reach to. I mean, if you are doing anything for the students,
Yes.
I mean,
okay.
other than that, MCRC and
MCRC.
yeah.
Okay. I would like to also say that, in the Northeast, in the past, not currently, but in the past, we have done about 100 festivals in the Northeast, because we had our president as Mr. Janu Barua, who's a very well-known filmmaker. Yeah, and he's an Assamese filmmaker, but he used to be our president, and even now he's very closely connected to us. So when he was the president, I mean, I was also part of the committee. We have done about 100 festivals, and there is still, because films keep on coming, so people want to see it. Only thing that since we are voluntarily working for the association, it is a public trust. It's a 63-year-old body. It started in 1956. So, we have our own problems, in the sense that we are doing our work, and we are trying to find time and do that. So it is like that. But since we are all passionate about filmmaking, documentaries, so we want it to be pushed in such a way. So we have done that in the past. We would still like to do it and continuously do it. I mean, it's like a regular affair. So if you have some suggestions, or if you know some contacts, also please contact us, and we will certainly do something about it.
एक चीज़ जानना चाहते थे हम
जी
कि जो इंडियन डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रोड्यूसर्स एसोसिएशन है,
जी
यंग फिल्म मेकर्स उसका
हाँ।
सदस्य कैसे बन सकते हैं, या
हाँ।
और फिल्म मेकर्स भी उसका कैसे सदस्य बन
जी
सकते
जी
हैं?
ओके। यंग में मतलब 2 कैटेगरी आती है। एक तो स्टूडेंट है, तो स्टूडेंट का हमारे पास तो है, स्टूडेंट कैटेगरी है। यंग में अगर फिल्म मेकर अगर हो गए हैं तो वो नॉर्मल हमारे मेंबर बन सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर उन्होंने फिल्म नहीं बनाई है और बनाना चाह रहे हैं, तो वो हमारे एसोसिएट मेंबर बन सकते हैं। और जब वो पूरे पक्के मतलब फिल्म मेकर बन जाएंगे, तो उनकी मेंबरशिप है, जो एसोसिएट मेंबरशिप में से वो नॉर्मल मेंबर बन जाएंगे। तो ये भी एक तरीका है, ऐसे जुड़ सकते हैं हमारे साथ। और चूँकि हम अभी वर्कशॉप्स वगैरह सब जगह यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में और कॉलेजेस में करने जा रहे हैं, तो ये हमसे जुड़ेंगे, ऐसा हमें आशा है, ऐसी आशा है. No, please, because other people need to know.
Recording
is
is
why.
going on.
Mr. Desai, my name is Ashley Rosario. I'm a journalist with a local newspaper called The Goan.
Oh.
What I would like to know is, since you said that, and it is true, that documentaries do reflect society, do reflect political systems, do reflect social systems of the
Correct.
time. What are the individual problems faced by filmmakers, and is Big Brother watching? Because
Okay.
the climate in our country
Okay.
is a little bit.
See, as far as I know, and as far as our friends in the association, as well as outside the association, the problems are multiple. First of all, of procuring money for the films, then shooting at a particular location, all that. If it is overtly against a particular government, the situation is such that any big brother will be watching.
Any big brother.
Any
you
big,
know,
and it is not about one big brother.
Big brother
or
is
the
always
second.
watching.
Is
It might
always
be
watching.
one big brother or the other big brother. But
So it
he
is not about
always
that.
watching.
See, when a filmmaker is making a film, then that filmmaker is more or less not bothered about all such things. Secondly is that there are different ways to also portray your problems. There is I can discuss certain things with you, and I can do it. I can bash you up and make you believe. Probably you will not even believe me, but that is also one way of doing it. If you are not listening to me, I can get a few friends of mine, or I can contact your friends and then make you believe or make you understand what my viewpoint is. So there are multiple ways, and you can bypass the big brother that way and
I
still
would-
tell the problem.
I would say that a documentary filmmaker functions in more or less the same way as a journalist does. For documentary filmmakers faces the same kind of problems as a journalist does. So he has to decide, whether he wants to, what kind of a risk he wants to take, what kind of stand he wants to take, and how much courage does he have to stand for that.
Yeah.
But for passing the film for say festival and all that, do you have certain guidelines?
See, if we are talking about this Big Brother kind of a thing, see today there are so many OTT the outlets available, there are so many digital media available that one doesn't bother about these things. I mean, you can say whatever you want to say, however you want to say. Only thing is you have to have the courage.
But say for MIF, for an example,
Yeah.
do you have certain guidelines?
No. As such, there are no guidelines. I have been, and she also has been on the selection committee. I have been multiple times
Yeah,
on the selection
and
committee.
nobody tells you ki don't
And-
pass this
yeah,
film or don't.
nobody. There is a selection committee which is independent. So which is in spite of MIF being a government, functioning kind of a festival, never ever they have told us that such films are not supposed to be there or they are supposed to be there. The selection committee, once they pass it, then it goes to the jury.
But there is another aspect I would like to talk about is there are a whole lot of NGOs, especially people who get funds from abroad. They make films and they always invariably focus on the negative sides, which I think is very partisan kind of an attitude. So that is something that should not be there.
In fact, we represent the whole gamut of filmmakers, documentary filmmakers. There are some filmmakers who do political films, some who do environment films. I mean, if you say everything is politics, everything is economics, I mean, everything falls under one umbrella. But if you don't look at from that particular perspective, then so many films are there, like art and culture. Now, there is politics in art and culture also. But if you are trying to focus on that, then it is political. But art and culture, I mean, in music or in dance or in theatre or something like that, if you are trying to portray something which are the small nuances of that particular art or so, then your focus is totally different. It's not about politics, it is about art. So then there are so many filmmakers who make films on art, on heritage, on culture, on wildlife. So many things are there. So they are not overtly political in that sense. They may be covertly political.
Yeah, but even if
But
you are
doesn't
making
matter.
films on social issues, just like a journalist, if he is writing about social issues, then he has to have a certain impartial, certain neutral kind of an attitude.
Yeah.
Same is true about the filmmaker also.
And over the years we have understood that there is nothing black and white. There is a huge place for grey, and there are different shades of grey. So, why to see the black and white? They are all there. Ultimately, it is up to us where you want to focus. So, there is nothing wrong in anything. You make films wherever, but there are, you have to understand where you stand and whether you have the courage to stand there. And if it is within the legal ambit, we are there to support filmmakers. If it goes beyond us in a certain way, then there is legal recourse. Then we cannot do much about it. But as an association, we are there with all the documentary and short filmmakers. We stand by them.
मी नम्रता देसाई
Yeah.
लोकमत रिपोर्टर.
Okay.
एक विचारायचं होतं, पार्थिवन राधाकृष्णन यांनी काल एक मुद्दा मांडला, कमी आसन क्षमतेचे सिनेमागृह बनवण्यासंदर्भात चेन्नईमध्ये असा प्रयत्न होतो आहे. तर याबाबत तुम्ही असोसिएशन म्हणून काही काम करता आहात का, की असं काही विचार चालू आहे का? आणि दुसरा प्रश्न आहे ॲक्सेसिबल मूवीज बनवण्याचा, जो यावर्षी प्रयोग मोठ्या सिनेमासाठी झाला. शॉर्ट फिल्म बाबत असा काही प्रयत्न व्हावा किंवा तो कसा व्हावा यासाठी थोडंसं मार्गदर्शन करा. दिव्यांगांसाठीचा जो सिनेमा आपण म्हणतो त्याचा विषय.
Can you reply in Hindi or English?
Yeah, sure. Any language. Yeah. Fine. See, so far as the small theatres that we are talking about, whenever we have been organizing film screenings, mostly they are done in smaller theatres, because obviously for a documentary film it will be a smaller audience. Like earlier also, for 2 years we ran this kind of a program in Mumbai at the P.L. Deshpande Academy, which is a about 200 seat theatre, and we got very good response. So even in films division that we are doing now, it's not a very huge kind of a place, because we expect smaller audience, but appreciative audience. So there should be more and more theatres like that, no doubt, but some of them already do exist, and we do make use of them.
See, first there was a scheme many years back where NFDC was involved in it, and they were trying to create such small theatres all around the country for the new wave cinema, and
parallel
also
cinema.
or parallel cinema as it is called, or art cinema, or whatever whatever tag you want to give, with documentaries and short films. Unfortunately, governments change, policies change. In fact, we are more interested in a film policy centrally, where there is a film policy which gives work also to documentary makers. Steady work should come, good films should be made, the quality of the film should go up, and there should be screening of such films, regular screenings, which we are trying on our own as voluntary or association. Voluntarily we are doing it. But if we get some help from the government in terms of a policy, film policy, then it will be certainly of great help to filmmakers across the board. So, it is a very interesting, question that you have asked, and it has been coming to us over the years, not just to us, but various forums, and it is a valid point, but somehow it has not happened. So that is the little unfortunate. Oh.
पार्थिवन राधाकृष्णन यांनी चेन्नईमध्ये असा प्रयोग सुरू होतोय हे सांगितलं म्हणून विचारलं.
हो हो हो.
आणि ॲक्सेसिबल मूवीजचा जो विषय आहे त्याबाबत प्लीज.
एक्सेसिबल मूवीज मतलब कैसे आप कहना चाहते हैं, मतलब इन व्हाट वे आर यू सेइंग?
Accessible movies for differently able people.
Differently able people.
Yeah, visually impaired or.
We haven't actually thought of that so far, so I would not know about that. But if it is coming up, I mean, certainly a good concept. It is a good concept, but we are not aware of it.
Okay.
Sir, but 2 years back we had a seminar on that.
Yeah.
On infrastructures for disabled or.
Yes.
And differently able people.
Yeah.
Sort of ramps to have. And,
Yeah.
And some more of technologies could help them.
Yes.
Could I ask a question?
Please.
Ma'am, my question to you is, one is the mushrooming.
The first question.
This question is on university. Sir was saying about too much of the mushrooming, the small institutes and making. And what measures and what is the right way to take a check on them and have a control over them?
Actually, see, so far as those are private institutions, it's very difficult to keep any control on them. You know, the control has to come from society itself. Like if I'm sending somebody as a student to a particular institute, then it is my job to check out what kind of an institute it is.
Professional institutes like engineering, professional institutes like engineering, where you have accreditation with the site.
Correct.
Would you be working on those?
Correct.
Or do you already have one?
No. We are working on that, and we have a proposal.
But at the moment there is no control.
There is no control as such currently, and that is what we want to have, so that there is proper education is being imparted. Ultimately, whether a person becomes a filmmaker after that or not, it is not our lookout or nobody's lookout. I mean, it is up to the individual. But at least that is, And with regards to your question about the colleges, what we are doing is that we have different workshops. We have worked out different workshops that starting from the film appreciation, because what is a good film? See, when a student starts making a film, whether it is a good film, bad film, how does he or she know? So that is the primary thing. They need to understand that this is called a good film. This is not a good film. Just putting things together doesn't become a film. So that understanding from that time onwards, and then go into technicals, like have a camera workshop. We have cinematographers who are our members, who are filmmakers also. They would love to do such workshops. They have already told us. There are editors also who are connected to us. They would like to make students understand what good editing is, what good script writing is, because the most difficult part in a documentary is script writing, because where to start, where to end, how to there is research there, but sometimes you go and shoot and then incorporate it in your script. Sometimes you have written the script and then you try to shoot it accordingly. It is a mix and match, and most of the times you have to go and shoot. It is there, the script is there in the mind many a times. It's like that.
So one more thing which you told about, from the institute you come out and there are good filmmakers not from the institute.
Yeah.
Ramesh Sethi sir once had a session of 2 hours.
Correct.
Just on this, which is a good one. Both are good enough.
Yeah, both are
and
good
do
enough.
you have any courses for people who have not been students but would like to get into
Yes.
this?
In fact, we have
any short-term courses which Pune offers?
Yeah, we haven't started it yet. It is our proposal, and in fact, we have here itself in our stall, we have said to, we have put it up that we want to start film clubs also, where we can screen good films. So that is one, and not just institutions, but it can be a group of people who are interested in filmmaking, and we can hold a workshop. So once they start contacting us, we have a way to go about. I mean, there is already a path that we have created.
In Pune, FTII and NFAI, they also run short-time courses for filmmakers. Also for journalists, how to write film reviews. That is also important, because a lot of times we feel that when the journalist writes a film review, he only says कि फलाने का एक्टिंग अच्छा था, डिमके का म्यूजिक अच्छा था, उसके अलावा आगे कुछ जाता नहीं है.
Also, voiceover, which is a very important aspect in a documentary film. How to do voiceover? That is also a very important aspect.
And today there's a session at 4 o'clock from Mr. Ramachandran on how to write about film critics.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
session.
Okay. Great.
At Kala Academy.
Kala
4
Academy.
o'clock.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? People
Any more
want to
questions,
know?
please?
That question that somebody asked about whether, somebody is saying that these, certain films have to be selected or not selected. I want to, fortunately, we have been practicing filmmakers, practitioners over so many years and have, films have gone to international festivals. Nobody would want to tell us, otherwise we want to, otherwise we can immediately say that we will not want to do it. Even in IFFI, this year I was in the preview committee also. Nobody has told us that ऐसा ना करो, वैसा ना करो, ऐसा कोई बोलता ही नहीं है. So it is a misconception, many a time is misconception that ऐसा बोलते होंगे, government का है तो ऐसा बोलते होंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. क्यों बोलेंगे? And we are independent filmmakers after all, so it's about that.
Any more questions?
Before winding up, I would like to say something. In the beginning, when we said that a filmmaker needs exposure, especially documentary filmmakers, because lot of things are written and said about feature films. But exposure can also be exposure to the audience and also exposure in the newspapers, exposure to the press. Because I have seen, as a freelance journalist, I have seen that even the press has a very cavalier kind of an attitude towards documentary films. And I do hope you people would try to change that, because we as documentary filmmakers, we actually work much harder than feature filmmakers. We also face a lot many more problems, not only about budget, about permissions, about this, that, everything. And then, at least we should get some kind of an appreciation from the audience and also from the press. So please remember that.
Certainly.